I'm here with the amazing Emily. So Emily's my daughter, and you know, we've been doing some schooling at home, haven't we, darling? So, so this is nice. This is part of the schooling to do a bit of cooking and to cook something super delicious, right? So we were talking about our favourite foods earlier. Emily, what's your favourite food?
My favourite food is cupcakes and pizza
and what? Lasagna. Cupcakes, pizza and lasagna all together, which is delicious. But look, I love all that stuff. So Emily, you're going to help me today cook a little bit? A lot. Okay, cool. So we're going to, this is a real special one for me. So this is actually something that's been passed down through the generations. So our nana, my mum's mum, used to make the most amazing soda bread. It's really simple, just a few ingredients. There's a few little hacks in there, and also, you know, this has come from Lurgan in Northern Ireland, so it's centuries old. I have added a little bit, so some cheddar and some bacon. So I'm going to cook my mum's cheddar bacon soda bread, and I have rung her before this to see if it's all right to put this out. Otherwise, I get a clip round the ear. No one wants to clip round the ear, do they?
No.
No. So yeah, so that's it really. So this is really simple. It lasts for about 3-4 days. You can toast it. You can make wonderful sandwiches. It's great to top. It's great even if you were to maybe take away the bacon and the cheddar, just top it with honey, chocolate, whatever. It's just a wonderful, versatile thing, and you can flavour it with all sorts of things. So I'm going to put some cheddar and some streaky bacon in, but you could use some seeds, you could use some fresh herbs. Herbs are wonderful in there. And look, if you haven't got cheddar at home and you've obviously, it's a bit tough at the moment, just use what you've got in the fridge. So if you've got a little bit of old cheese, a little bit of parmesan, anything knocking around, it's a great bread. It's really rustic food to use stuff up. So should we get cracking?
Yeah.
Excellent. So all you need is a bowl, any sort of bowl, so something like that is good. And we're going to go in with the flour. Now, the recipe for this is going to be attached to the video. It's also going to be online, so it'll be at www.pitch restaurant, where there'll be a cook at home section, and also we're going to link it to everything: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, any sort of web chat, you name it, we got it, haven't we? So you like going on the internet as well, don't you? Yeah, exactly. So so Emily, I'm going to pull you in because this is quite tall, so I'll put you on a stool. This is Emily's special cooking stool. Yeah. Nice. So there's two ways you can do it. You can just go in with a straight 560 grams of plain flour, plain white flour, bread flour if you got it, great. Or you could do the same with a wholemeal flour, which will make a really rustic sort of nutty loaf. I like to use a bit of both. So luckily I had a little bit of plain flour knocking around and some wholemeal flour as well. So we're going to go in first and foremost with some plain flour. So you do that for me. I can't do all the work myself. I can't do all the schooling and all the cooking and everything. So that's 300 grams. Yeah? Yeah. Brilliant, perfect. And then we're going to do the other half of wholemeal flour. You don't have to sieve it. This is about simple, easy cooking. So that's 260 grams of wholemeal flour. Lovely, great job. Brilliant, well done. High five. Yeah, cool, that's brilliant. Elbows. Elbows, brilliant, excellent. Right, so can you just give me that little stir, Emily? Brilliant, so stir that around. Hold the bowl. That's it, otherwise it's going to spin around. Give it a nice gentle stir, brilliant. And then we're going to go in with some other key ingredients. So the first thing is our soda. It's called soda bread for a reason. And the reason it still rises is this chemical reaction. So from the soda, and then we're going to hit it with some buttermilk. I'll get onto that in a minute because I don't know if a lot of you are packing buttermilk at the moment, but there's a real easy way to make your own. So we're going to go in with our dry ingredients first. And I just want a couple of teaspoons of baking soda, so or bicarbonate soda. So a couple of those. Emily, you're going to stir it all in for me? Yeah. And look, if you put a bit too much in, doesn't matter. If you put a little bit too less in, doesn't really matter. If you pour the whole thing in, does matter. Tastes rubbish. Yeah? So you don't want all of that. You want to try a little bit of this, Emily? I'm trying a little bit. Don't be able to. If you give that a little bit. Is it yummy? I don't know if it is. Oh, weird. That's weird. So you got the bicarb in there. Give it a nice stir. So just round and round, nice and normally. Try and knock the edges down. Perfect, Emily. Right, the next thing you need is a nice whack of salt, about a teaspoon of salt. So if you keep stirring, I'm going to give you about a teaspoon here. Lovely.
This is going to be spicy.
There you go. So there you go. A little bit of flavour, a little bit of seasoning, just to help it along. Not really spicy, but you can add. That's a good one. Chili flakes, a bit of chorizo or chorizo, anything like that really. So you know, what do you like? You like pepper. Pepperoni. You love pepperoni. You can put pepperoni in it. You can put some ham in there.
Pepperoni in it.
You put pepperoni in. Would that be your favourite? Yeah? Okay, we'll do that next time. Now, so we're mixing all those ingredients in, mixing them together, and then we're going to do the next bit. Now, buttermilk. The first thing to know is that buttermilk has no butter in it. Basically, it's a sour.
Milk in it, then you just need to put some lemon in it.
You stole my piece there, so that's fine. It's all right. You're exactly right, Emily. So basically, to make your own buttermilk, which is basically just soured milk or curdled milk, we're going to take 400 millilitres of milk, whole milk or semi-skim is fine, and then squeeze the juice in of half a lemon, about a tablespoon, just a little bit over of half a lemon. Then all you do, stir it up, leave it for about 10-15 minutes, it curdles, you then add buttermilk. Now the reason this bread rises is that when the buttermilk hits the soda, you get the release of carbon dioxide, and then the bread puffs up a little bit and it gives it a nice loose crumb, otherwise it would be too dense. There's a couple of other things, a couple of other tips just to be aware of. So should we start going in with this, Emily?
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to pour a little bit in. There we go. So start to mix that, darling. That's it, nice mixing. Nice mixing, there, strong. And you want to mix it and keep adding the buttermilk until it becomes too hard to mix. That's the key. And then you're going to turn it out, and then we're going to carry on. So a little bit more?
Yeah.
Nice. There you go. So how's it been staying at home this last week, Emily?
Cool.
Good. Have you enjoyed Daddy's teaching? Yeah, brilliant. And I just hope everyone out there, you know, just using this opportunities to, you know, spend that great time with your families. I know I've been missing it with the restaurant and stuff like that, so it's just been brilliant to spend a little bit of time at home. So how's it going?
Good.
Would you want to eat it now or?
No.
Nah. Right, so let's go in with some more. Stir it in there. Go on, give it a good stir. That's it. Keep going. Really good. And now what I'm going to do, when it starts to get a little bit looser, keep stirring, because I'm going to incorporate some of the flavouring. So we've got some of the cheese here, about 100 grams, 150 grams, because I like it super cheesy of cheese. So whop that all around there, that's it, just get it all in. And then I've got about 4 rashers of crispy cooked bacon there. So any bacon's fine, just get it nice and crispy, nice hot pan, leave it to dry, and then pop that in there. That's it, give it a stir. And shall I go in with the rest? Lovely, mix it all up. Right, shall I give you a little hand now, darling? Is it getting a bit hard? You ready to give you a little hand? Oh, go on then, go on, I'll help you, Right, so, brilliant. So do you miss school, Emily?
No.
Yes, you meant yes.
No.
You meant yes, Emily, you love school, you love seeing your friends. Don't say yes, say yes. Say to all your friends, so they might be watching, say I miss you guys. Oh, that's harsh, isn't it? That is harsh, but from the mouth of babes, as they say. Right, so we're just going to go in there and got a touch more there. And what you've got is it'll be fairly sticky. It'll be quite sticky when it does, but it'll become too hard to mix. You want sort of a, it'll be like the consistency of Play-Doh. You know Play-Doh, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Right, so here we go. Now this is the really key bit. Okay. So we're going to just pop this on here, onto the bench here, darling. Yeah, it is a bench, yeah, and you'll have some flour that hasn't quite gone into the mix yet. And what we need to do now is we're going to help each other. I'm going to start you off. Now this is the key. It's like scones. If you knead it too much, if you over knead it, you're going to push out. You're going to make it too dense. It pushes out any air. You want just a few kneads. Now the key is about 8 to 10 seconds, or with the current theme, maybe sing happy birthday just once. So should we do that together? Yeah, so let's both need it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear anyone whose birthday it is. Happy birthday to you. That's it, Emily. Right, let go. Right, and then that's it. Quite sticky. I know. We're going to wash your hands for the 400th time today. So now what you've got is you've got a nice rustic lump, and then it's as simple as this, guys. I don't want you to knead it much more than that, but I just want you to pat it down to about an inch, nice and gently. Give it a pat, and give it a nice gentle pat. That's it. We want to treat it with care, don't we? There we go. So just to about an inch, yeah, and then I want you to get a nice serrated knife, just rub all the stuff off your hands there. That's it, Emily. That's it, Emily. And then we're just going to take a serrated knife and we're going to cut fairly deep, a couple of centimetres down, nice square, and we're going to chuck that on a baking tray with some baking paper. That is it. Old school, quality, Irish soda bread. Thanks, Mum. So a couple of other bits. So just to recap, you need some flour. So if you've got flour in the cupboard, you're cool. If you've got white flour, just 560 grams in total. If you've got wholemeal and white, use a mixture. You can split it right down the middle. The mixture doesn't matter too much, so I've gone for 300 grams of white flour and 260 grams of
cheese,
of the other flour and cheese. But the main thing is you do need some soda, some baking soda. You do need salt. You could omit the salt, but salt helps, you know, just flavour it. Then you need the buttermilk. So if you can go and still get buttermilk, you're able to get into the supermarket, then great, just buy it. But with the, if you've got milk, lemon, or even some white vinegar, or any sort of vinegar, that acid will help you. There you go, you play with that. You can squeeze it up and make your own mini one. You can just squeeze some lemon, or put some white vinegar, or any sort of vinegar into the 400 millilitres of milk, give it a stir, leave it, and then you'll have the, it'll start to curdle, and then that is basically buttermilk. So that goes in there, stir it up, don't over knead it, simple. So we're now going to put that in the oven, Emily, so I'm just going to move you back a little bit on your magic cookery stool. There we go. So obviously in Blue Peter style, I have one, because we haven't had lunch, have we yet, Emily?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I haven't. Have you had lunch? Right,
No.
so there's one we made earlier. I'm just going to crack that open for you, and then we're just going to go. Now this is the cookery part. We need it in for at 200 degrees, so that's going to go in at 200, 200 fan, 220 non-fan for about 20 minutes. Then turn it down to about 150, 160 for an additional 20 minutes. So it's about 40 minutes all in all, but you'll know that it's cooked. So Emily, can you do me a favour? Come over here, and give that a good tap in the middle. Give it. Can you hear that? Is that hollow? It is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So you'll know that. Look at that, and you can see that just cracks apart and releases all of that beautiful steam. And I mean, all that needs is a good slab of butter or anything. Just eat it. That's the main thing. So. Thank you for joining me. That's hopefully a nice simple recipe. You know, that's some stuff that you maybe should have in your store cupboards. What's that, darling? You can come to the cookery school when we're open, whenever that may be. Or there's going to be some more videos throughout the next coming weeks with some cookery hints and tips. I am doing a Q&A on Instagram Live, first Instagram Live that I've done, so bear with me. That'll be Monday night at 8 o'clock. Also, you can vote for the next recipe we cook. So we've got some absolute blinders for you. So we're going to do either fresh pasta with any meatballs. What I mean by any meat sounds a bit ominous. It just any meat that you've got in the fridge. So you could use some sausage meat. If you've got some turkey or chicken, you know, that could be minced up, or obviously beef mince, lamb mince, pork mince. But it's more about how to bind it and how to. You love sausage, don't you? Yeah. The next one is a big mixed berry Yorkshire pudding with golden syrup. So it's a big fluffy Yorkie, with berries, golden syrup, or just sugar, or powdered sugar, or chocolate, or anything sweet. And lastly is a real British classic. It's a big buck rarebit, so that's a big lump of bread, a load of mustardy cheddar or any sort of cheese, Worcestershire sauce, and a massive, or just a normal size poached egg banged right on the top. So do they sound good? What one would you go for, Emily? Sausage. Okay, that's fine. Sausage meat pasta, that'd be great. You can find this, obviously the recipe, it's going to be linked to this. This video is going to be on Instagram, and it's also going to be on YouTube as well. And the recipe card will be on www.pitchrestaurant.co.uk, but you should find it attached to this video as well. And that's under a new section there called Cook at Home. So look guys, I just want to say stay safe, obviously make the most of these times, and any food that you've got in the cupboard, you just got to eat it up, haven't you, Emily? Yeah, simple as that. And you've had a good time? You'll eat it all up in one go. So thanks a lot. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week for some more cooking. But do please join me Monday at 8, where we can just chat about any cooking challenges you've got, and just to shoot the breeze really, and chew the fat on food and how we're getting it and where we can get it and what we can do with what we got. Thank you everyone. Goodbye. Say bye-bye, Emily.
Bye-bye.
Probably.
Love you.
Love you. Love you too. Love you.